Come with me as I force myself to build this side project right here because apparently education and experience is always never enough for employers. So for my side project, the problem I want to solve is the problem of ADHD people like me. So for example, an ADHD person like me has something like this in my mind. So I'm going to call it BrainDump. This is my brain, and an example of what's inside is something like this. I need to do my homework in PE, send an email to my English teacher because I cannot come to class tomorrow. I want to learn Japanese, build portfolio, and apply to internships. Oh, also feed my dogs because it's my schedule today. Also, I need to meet up with my group mates for a project in accounting elective. I also want to draw an image I have in mind. Right, this is something, let's say, very chaotic. It could be overwhelming, and sometimes when we want to write these stuff, we completely forget some parts. This brain dump is something I want to solve. So here's my solution to the problem. The user inputs a brain dump in the front end at the client side, and this input will be processed in the Express backend. This Express backend will call the OpenAI API so that the AI can process the input given by the user. I will put a specific prompt or instructions to the AI so that it could extract tasks from the chaotic brain dump. Also included in the instructions are the structured JSON that I want to receive from the AI, and this JSON structure will be processed by the front end. So that's it. Just a simple extractor or a parser of a chaotic brain dump, and the AI returns an organized task list that the user could easily understand. So here's an example of the rough UI wireframe that I'm imagining. There will be a big input text box right here, text area, where the user will dump his or her brain dump, and this will be collapsible. On top of that, there will be an add task button, and the bottom of this text box, a Kanban style board with 3 columns: to do, in progress, and done. So we're going to make it simple for now. Oh, and also, I forgot to put it a while ago, but on the text area, I'm going to have a button. The user clicks the generate tasks button. It will call the AI API, the OpenAI API, so that it could extract corresponding tasks depending on the input. So since this is a Kanban style, each task will be in a separate card that could be dragged and dropped to the other columns. If the task would be too overwhelming and the AI decides that it should have its own subtasks, there will be a subtask area under the task name and still in the same card. So this is just a rough UI, and of course, it will get better later on. But here's the idea and how it could solve the problem I was mentioning a while ago. What I'm doing is ADHD specific to do list. Just note that this is all top of my head. I'm not sure if there is a product already like this existing, but it is something that I really want. So right now, I'm just doing this for a side project for my portfolio. Okay, so for the data models, I'm just gonna dump it here. First, brain dump. Basically, this is the raw input given by the user. So it needs an ID, just a string for now, and then the raw input. From that input, I want to generate tasks. So there will be an array of tasks. Okay, now for the task itself, each task has its own ID, a description, pretty straightforward. I'll add an is overwhelming flag. This is what I mentioned before, that if the task is too big,
AI will break it down into much smaller subtasks. And then there's status. It's going to be to do, in progress, or done. Just the usual flow. And each task can have optional subtasks. So yeah, another array here. And for subtasks, honestly, it's just a simpler version of the task. And still has an ID and the same status to do, in progress, or done. Next, for the tech stack. For the front end, I'll just go with React and TypeScript, my expertise. Then the back end, Express with Node. Nothing fancy, just something that is compatible with React and TypeScript. For the AI, I'm going to use OpenAI. No shade to the other AI. I'm just gonna use something that I'm comfortable with. Then the database, MongoDB with Mongoose. Again, just keeping it simple. And for the deployment, probably Vercel for the front end and Railway for the back end. So just 3 tiers. So yeah, basically MERN with AI. For the API endpoints, I'll put the endpoints of the main features first. So a post API slash BrainDump to call the OpenAI to do the parsing and extracting of tasks. Of course, we have to do this in the back end so that our API key won't be exposed in the front end. Next, just a simple get API to get all tasks in the board. Last is the patch API that changes the task status to do, in progress, or done. For the version 1 scope, at least for my portfolio, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. Just one storage for everything, no auth, no users yet. The one I am highlighting either way is the main feature of the AI powered to do list parser. For the next scope, every brain dump, I'll just combine it with the other task. I'll also include an option to delete tasks and also edit them, just the basic CRUD. And since I'm using free tiers like Versal and Railway, I'm not even gonna think about traffic or scaling for now. This is really just something that works. Then for the user flow summary again, user inputs a brain dump just like chaotic, messy thoughts. Then the AI extracts that into actual tasks. Those tasks go into a to do column and the user can drag and drop them around. The user can check subtasks, and once everything's checked, it just automatically moves to done. Honestly, pretty simple, I guess, hopefully, which is exactly what I need right now. So, next, I'll walk through how I actually built this, starting with the backend, which is in part 2 in my next video, which I have not uploaded yet. So, subscribe for now. Thanks.